Welcome to our brand new video series, NFHS Overtime. I'm Nate Perry, and I'll be your host as we take a look at some of the recent spectacular performances and remarkable moments in the world of high school activities. The beginning of February means basketball teams around the country are starting to reach their peak on the hardwood. And that was certainly the case for Alabama sharpshooter Chloe Siegel on January 17th. The long-range specialist out of Tuscumbia-Deschler High School was dialed in all night long against Class 7A Birmingham Oak Mountain, pouring in an Alabama state record 18 triples on 29 attempts for a sizzling 62% clip from beyond the arc. Not only did those 18 threes smash the previous girls' record of 14, it surpassed the boys' record of 17 as well, putting Siegel alone atop both sides of Yellowhammer lore. And had it not been for Hannah Cohn of Hagerty High School in Florida, who buried 19 three-pointers in one game in December, Siegel would also be the national record holder. From an all-time performance in Alabama to an all-time comeback story in Connecticut.
But it is my honor to welcome you all here, and tonight for a special night for us all of us here at FHS. Due to a situation beyond anyone's control, 658 days have passed since Coach Witter has coached a game here at Farmington High School. Everyone here knows that Coach is a fighter, and that there was no doubt that he would be back here on the sidelines. Please join me in welcoming back Coach Witter to our team.
That's Farmington High School boys basketball coach Dwayne Witter taking in a warm reception at his team's season opener on December 16th. Witter, who was diagnosed with leukemia in 2019 but coached his Riverhawks in every game of the 2019-20 season, was forced to receive a bone marrow transplant last year, causing him to miss the entire 2020-21 campaign. Following another successful round of treatment, Witter made his triumphant return to the bench for Farmington, saying, quote, "Laying in a hospital bed a year ago, I dreamed about this, but it was make-believe. It's not make-believe anymore. It's about believe."
And she works unbelievably hard.
She's definitely probably one of our best handling guards.
And if you needed any further inspiration, how about Lexie Smith, a girls basketball player in Indiana, who doesn't just contribute as a member of her high school team, she gets buckets. The Princeton Community High School player was born without her lower right arm as the result of a birth defect known as amniotic band syndrome, but that certainly hasn't stopped her from filling up the stat sheet.
I've never really saw it as like I only have one hand and I'm like different from everybody else. I just went with it and it's the only thing I can do because I don't have another hand, so I've just adapted to it.
A sophomore spark plug, Smith starts at point guard for the Tigers varsity squad and leads the team in assists and steals per game, in addition to her 8 points per game scoring average.
Starting in 5th grade, I didn't think I was going to be good. I just tried out just to try out for a sport. And I didn't practice before that either. And then when I made it, I was like, oh shoot. I didn't think I was gonna make it.
I've never heard her say I can't. It's just, what can I do different, or she'll just go try it until she figures it out. That is what makes her who she is. That's what makes Lexie Lexie. It's just the energy and the personality that she brings is what makes her so fun to coach.
Earlier this season, Smith scored a career-high 18 points in a 74-44 victory over Tell City High School and reached double figures again in a win over Oakland City Wood Memorial on January 13th.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. Since I have one hand and I'm starting, that just anybody can do it.
A question for the adults out there. Do you remember what you were doing at age 23? I remember what I was doing, and it certainly wasn't leading a high school athletic department. Earlier this week, we spoke with 23-year-old Christina Porter, who in late December was named athletic director at her alma mater, Mount View High Middle School in Thorndike, Maine, making her the youngest athletic director in the state.
I think my experience as a student athlete in the high school level, just seeing how well the athletic director and the athletic trainer and all the sports staff made it run smoothly. It made it seem like it was so fun to run an athletic department. I think that kind of is what drove me really to be an athletic director, so I could be around sports for the rest of my life and hopefully the rest of my career.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, youngest athletic director in the state of Maine. Is that something that you've really been able to reflect on yet? Does it hold any significance to you at all?
I really don't think about it as I'm the youngest ever. Obviously, I know I'm inexperienced and I have a lot to learn, but all the athletic directors in the state of Maine pretty much have really helped me out, and I have a great support staff at Mount View. So along with being a student athlete recently myself, gives me relatability to the athletes than maybe a older athletic director, because I do remember recently what it was like to be a student athlete.
Hey, Krista, thank you so much for joining us on NFHS Overtime. I'm sure you are very, very busy, so thank you for taking time out of your day to do this. And
You're welcome.
We'll let you get back to that. I'm sure you're learning a lot. And best of luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's a wrap on our first episode of NFHS Overtime. Thanks for joining us on the maiden voyage. We'll be back again next month with another collection of stories that showcase the very best in high school activities.